Namaste and welcome back to school. I hope you all had an amazing summer break and are eager to be part of all the exciting events planned throughout this session. I'm Arnav Pandit from Class 12S2 and today Akash Parthasarthi from Class 12S1 and I will be talking about something very important, which is fast becoming critical to keeping up with the ever-changing and evolving times.
Problem solving, design thinking, and prototyping are some skills that are gaining momentum and are becoming integral to keeping ourselves abreast of this dynamic era. These concepts are being increasingly used in all major industries and companies. Google, Facebook, Amazon, and all other modern day companies employ these concepts in designing their products. Every entrepreneur is essentially solving a problem, and we would like to teach you how to do the same.
Now I know this all may seem complex and unachievable. The terms prototyping, design thinking, problem solving all sound really intimidating. I too was stumped initially, but believe me, once you roll up your sleeves and begin to work on it, you'll never want to stop. But before introducing all these things to you, I'd like to invite Sudha ma'am to address us.
Namaste, students and colleagues. Welcome back to school after the summer break. It's amazing to see you all and get to interact with you on a regular basis. I am so happy that the worst is over and behind us. I'm also very happy that we were able to support each other, and this support shall continue through all our good times and bad. But now let's focus our attention towards something different. You know what? Every day that we pick up the newspapers, the discussions are always about the problems. Can we as Ramites view things differently? Can we start looking at problems as opportunities to create solutions? We at school are definitely trying our level best to create an environment that will help you to ideate, to create, and to evaluate, and then show to the world what you are capable of. We certainly need to move on because, as they say, not moving on is actually moving back. So, children, with a promise that your teachers, the counselors, and all of us are around you for all the support that you may need, let us move ahead, let us do our best, and let's do things which are more positive, more fulfilling, and use our energies for the good of the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging words. We now have a video on an up and coming and really interesting new field which Aravali will soon be involved in design and technology. Namaste. My name is Arnav Pandit from Class 12S2 and I'm really excited to welcome you to the introductory session on the school's up and coming D&T lab. D&T, or Design and Technology, is a branch of STEM focusing on the practical applications of science. This is done through learning the skills of design and working with one's hands. It is a way to inculcate creative thinking by building things. A person skilled in the concepts of D&T can build anything he or she wants if given the correct tools. We are currently working on a brand new D&T lab for when school opens physically next year so that the students can explore these very concepts. And while school is online, we will be conducting an online introductory course on D&T for classes 6 to 9. We now have Mihir Vardhan from the batch of 2022 talking about his experience with D&T. He is honestly one of the coolest people I know and is helping out with the lab. After Mihir, we will have a little showcase of various projects made by seniors and alumni using the concepts of D&T.
The Aravali Design and Technology Lab is going to give you all the tools you need to turn an idea into a working, fully functional prototype. My name is Mihir and I'm going to talk to you about some of the cool things I've built recently, and then I'm going to show you how your school is going to give you everything you need to build whatever you desire. It all starts with a problem that needs to be solved. I noticed COVID was a pretty big problem in India, and so I built the Terminator Mega, the Terminator Mini, and the Terminator Turbo. These machines harness the power of ultraviolet light to blast the virus off anything it saw. But the problem you solve, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a problem at all. I spent a month building a robot that plays fetch with my dog. I spent a month building a robot that aims and shoots Nerf darts at my friend's face. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Mihir, that's cool and all, but how do I build my own machines? That's where Aravali's D&T lab comes in. This lab is going to inspire you not only to identify problems, but also how to work about solving them systematically. They're going to show you how to design your machines, and best of all, they're going to provide you with the tools and expertise you need to physically build them. Tools like this, tools like this, tools like this, or even tools like this. अरे भाई 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 बुझाओ भाई इसको The Aravali D&T lab is also going to show you how to prevent making deadly mistakes like this. चलो यार शंकर भैया आप ना ये मुझे दे दो. Science runs the world. It's literally all around you. And well, the D&T lab is going to give you the knowledge and expertise you need to harness this science to do whatever you want. It's been a long, tiring, and honestly quite a scary day. And I'm kind of hungry now, so I think you guys should follow me and this fire extinguisher. Okay, so questionable ice cream, but hey, ice cream is ice cream. That's ice cream. Science! It's cool, isn't it? Well, that's it for me. Would you look at that? I guess the only question left is, what are you building next?
Hey guys, it's me again, and I just wanted to say I am so excited for Sriram Aravali's new D&T lab. You guys are going to be exposed to some really cool concepts. For example, you'll be working with this glue gun, you'll be soldering stuff with this, something like the soldering iron, melting metal and soldering things. You'll be cutting wood, grinding metal, hopefully not setting fire to stuff like Mihir did. But yeah, you'll be working with some really cool components like this is an ultrasonic sensor, this is an L298H bridge which powers motors, and all sorts of cool stuff like this. I started D&T in the 9th grade where I learned it in a summer program I attended, and I wish I started it earlier because it really changed my life. For me, D&T started with some really simple projects which I'd made in the 9th grade, like this clunky looking intruder alarm which I'd made. But then that, as I grew my skills, it culminated into some really cool projects, like this drone which I made in the end of 10th grade, during COVID when I didn't know if my boards were happening. So I made this drone. And right now it's broken, but it can fly like a real store-bought drone. So I'm so excited for all of you guys to make more projects like this and see them work in front of your eyes. So here is the drone which I showed you in the last video in action. I literally made this on my own and it's flying like a store-bought drone. So why buy a drone when you can make one yourself in Aravali's D&T lab? Now this is a solar tracker which I made a while back. It basically tracks light and follows it in 2 axes. and it's basically like a dog which follows the light, pretty much. And a few applications of this could be in solar farms where you install a large scale version of this. This is an autonomous obstacle avoiding car which I made using an ultrasonic sensor. And basically, when it detects an obstacle, it'll go back, scope its surroundings, and turn accordingly. And the weird thing is, all these projects, they're not hard. You just have to understand the concepts, and after that, it's all about the execution. So once you have the basics in place, any of you can make this kind of stuff. So. Now this is a two-wheel balancing robot which I made using an accelerometer and a gyroscope at a summer program which I attended in 10th grade.
Today I'm going to be showing you the demonstration of the prototype of the bionic arm I made. These are the electrodes and those are the connecting wires. But this is the EMG sensor. This is the ESP32, a version of the Arduino. This is a breadboard and this is my power supply which is connected to a battery. This is a servo motor and this is my origami bionic arm. This is my laptop where all the code is. When these electrodes are connected to my arm, a signal gets sent to the EMG sensor. Then the EMG sensor sends the signal to this ESP32 which sends it to my laptop. Once the signal reaches my laptop, there is a lot of filtering that is done to convert the analog signal to a digital signal. Once the signal is converted into zeros and ones, the laptop sends it back to the ESP32 which sends it to the servo motor and which moves the arm.
Hi, I'm Ananya Vinayak. I graduated from the Sriram School Aravali in 2018, and I'm now a fourth-year student at Princeton University. Throughout my time during high school, I worked on several different projects, and today I want to talk to you guys about two of the projects that I worked on. The first project that I worked on is called the Aravali. I worked on this project from 8th grade through 12th grade. It is a robotic bee that theoretically should fly by flapping its wings. The body of the Aravali is created by carbon fiber that I cut using an X-Acto knife at home. This entire project was done at home, which is why most of the fabrication techniques that I used were kind of primitive. As you can see here, each of the pieces of the body are on a sub-centimeter scale, and they interlock together to form the actual body itself. The wings of the bee are not powered by motors, because motors are too heavy. So we borrowed some ideas from chemistry and we used piezoelectric materials to form the muscles of the bee. This is what the piezoelectric actuator looks like. A piezoelectric material is that which bends when different voltages are applied to the two different surfaces of the material itself. And so we were able to control the bending and the bending frequency of the actuator by changing the frequency of the voltage that we provided. And so we were able to get the wing to flap at 160 to 200 hertz, which is in theory enough for the bee to fly. The electronics for powering the actuator in the schematic look kind of simple, but I learned a lot about how to use an op amp, how to model sine wave signals that we would be passing on to the actuator, and how to amplify voltages using this setup. So the way that we tested all of the components of the bee, including the actuator, and we used some rather innovative methods to do so. So this is one of our setups in which we pointed a laser pointer at a small mirror that we attached temporarily to the actuator. So when the actuator moved on a sub-millimeter scale, we were able to see deflection of the laser on a multiple centimeter scale. And then we're able to back calculate to identify how much the actuator actually moved. Yeah, I really enjoyed working on the Aravali. And the second project that I want to talk to you guys about is the SPY, solar powered air ionizer. We presented the SPY at SriTech and won a prize for that, which you can see here. I led this project with a bunch of students, and I've listed their names here. You might know some of them. This project is, as the name suggests, it is a solar-powered air ionizer. It ionizes air by using solar power energy, and this makes it completely green, and it ionizes air and purifies air in doing so. So the way that it works is that we have a solar panel on top, which collects solar energy and then channels it to this lithium polymer battery, which outputs a 12-volt DC current. We convert that 12-volt DC current into a 12-volt AC current using a switching circuit controlled by this Arduino here. That AC current is then stepped up using a transformer to 220 volts, and then further stepped up using this array of capacitors and diodes to about 6,500 volts. And you need that high voltage to ionize air so that particulate matter can get charged. And once particulate matter, or some like PM 2.5, PM 3.3, once particulate matter is charged, it precipitates onto surfaces. And so the air that you breathe is clearer and you don't end up breathing pollutants. And yeah, these are the two projects that I really enjoyed working on. And I hope you guys enjoyed learning about them as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Pravak Chavla and I'm a student at Georgia Tech. Today I would like to present to you a project that I worked on while I was a student at the Shriram School Aravali, along with my friend Ahan Mukhopadhyay. The project is about using sound waves to prevent elephant deaths in train accidents. To begin with an overview of the problem, over the past few decades, the number of tracks passing through wildlife sanctuaries and forested areas has rapidly increased, and this has posed a grave threat to the lives of wild animals. According to the WTI, 72 animals are dying each year due to collisions with trains, and the primary victim of this is the Asian elephant, which has more than 170 recorded deaths between 1987 and 2010. Proposed solution that Ahan and I looked into. So elephants have an audibility range of 12 to 12,000 hertz. We proposed to place an infrasonic sound emitting device on trains traveling through forested areas that abound with elephants. Infrasound for particular frequency is known to develop fear in these animals. This is evident in case of natural disasters when elephants, upon hearing infrasound produced by earthquakes, tend to flee even before the disaster actually occurs. Since elephants can detect infrasonic sound waves from large distances, they'll have sufficient time to move away from the tracks when a train is approaching which has this device. The input of the train's velocity will be taken alongside the air temperature, and we will factor the two variables to account for the Doppler effect, and necessary amendments will be made to the emitted sound frequency. Ahan wrote a simple Java swing application that takes into account air temperature and the current velocity to calculate the adjusted frequency. You can find the code for it on GitHub. Apart from this presentation, Ahan and I also have a research document which contains a lot more information about this topic. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Life's not a fairy tale. You simply cannot get by with the mere fairness of face or the attractive gullibility of the innocent. 'Cause life's a convoluted labyrinth where the skills and qualities you possess are your only provisions. We see people going about their days, their various professions, their passions. But the ones you see rise to the top possess a certain something that the common eye cannot discern. It's a skill set, your provisions, but not any skill set, the one possessing most rare qualities. So I set out on a quest to find a path to be the master of these jewels. Anyway, sometime later I realized that the people who do attain these qualities mainly do so through the mere nature of their job. They're entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship encapsulates constant failures, eternal hardships, rejections, and things simply not working out. Hence, this environment of pressurized turmoil molds the entrepreneur into a person with a streak of creative innovation, the resilience to continue, and the faith that he will succeed once again. Hence, he, with his golden provisions, is the one who thrives. So I set out to be an entrepreneur. I joined the Young Entrepreneur Academy and decided to do what entrepreneurs do: create a company. My YA journey began with the first few classes being entirely dedicated to idea development. We even engaged ourselves in fun exercises like Scamper to get the creative juices flowing and explore and build upon other products to find our own product idea. Our teacher told us to brainstorm and explore those ideas which solved a problem in society and we were passionate about. A few days later, I had an epiphany. Traveling is my passion. It's that inborn curiosity in me to see the world thrive in its unmitigated glory. So I knew what to do. I would launch my very own company, Safely Nomadic, to enhance the traveling experience for all. However, my nascent idea required a lot more to grow, and YA was my mentor in that. From exercises, analysis, case studies, and my favorite, our inspirational guest speakers like Vishant Gondal, YA provided us with all opportunities to hone our skills and succeed. We did our market research through surveys and interviews, and after a myriad of discussions and debates about fixed costs and variable costs, we devised a price for our product or service and dealt with the financials. Not an easy task, but it was made easier by Mrs. Rasika, my YA mentor and friend. In the end, when the research and refining was over, we worked on our presentations for the much anticipated investor panel.
Looking back, I realize that YA has transformed Simran into a young entrepreneur
In the true sense of the word.
Hi, I'm Deepika.
Hi, I'm Sadhika.
And we're from 10D. We have recently participated in an entrepreneurship challenge hosted by IIT Roorkee and Clever Hub. From the moment we heard about it, our interest was piqued. It was an interesting opportunity to begin a high school career with, and we found ourselves signing up for it sooner than anticipated. We had a 9-day hardcore training session and a final presentation on the 10th day, which announced the finalists. Our team worked dedicatedly and mind-numbingly fast to create a product, Veto Gum, which would have a positive impact on our current situation. Veto Gum is a vitamin-infused chewing gum that boosts your immunity and protects you from illnesses in a fun and easy way.
We presented our 5-minute speech on the last day of the program and were selected from that. Our team was judged amongst the top 10 out of the 70 plus teams who participated across the country. Subsequently, we entered the finals and were judged by leading entrepreneurs in the country. We pitched our business plan to the investors on the 21st March, and the finals were live streamed on Facebook. Much to our surprise, it was declared that we had won the competition and, of course, the 25,000 rupees cash prize along with it. It was truly a moment of pride for us to have been successful in our endeavors to become young entrepreneurs. It was a wonderful journey to create something so substantial out of scratch, and we are proud to be Team Veto Gum.
Veto Gum.
Hi, I'm Aryan Srivastava.
Namaste, my name is Arj Jolly.
Namaste, my name is Sukansh Kataria and we present to you AutoSite.
One of the major causes of deaths in India is the number of road accidents which take place every year. More than 4.5 lakh road accidents take place every year, out of which over 1.5 lakh people lose their lives. So according to the statistics provided by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, trucks form third of the total number of vehicles which are involved in road accidents every year. If we now break up into the causes of these accidents which involve commercial vehicles, one of the main causes cited is the presence of multiple blind spots which block the vision. Now what is a blind spot? A blind spot is a certain area which cannot directly be observed by the driver, and hence the approaching traffic which is present in those blind spots is not seen by the driver, and commercial vehicles, because of the large dimensions, tend to crash into the smaller vehicles which are lying in the blind spot of the vehicle, and hence this is a problem we aim to omit finally.
AutoSite is a lane vision enhancement system which helps to avoid such accidents.
So now, let us give you a tour of our product.
So AutoSight, a lane vision enhancement system, will comprise of an LCD display which will be mated to 3 night vision LED supported cameras, which will make the cameras equally responsive at night too. So these cameras would be placed very strategically in order to omit all kind of blind spots and reduce these blind spots as much as the system can, which is a major problem in these commercial vehicles owing to the large dimension. About the target market, we mainly target our product towards fleet owners of commercial vehicles, which include heavy motor vehicles, be it trucks or trolleys or even buses. We also target our product to sport agency owners, and individual vehicle owners will also be a part of this list. So basically our aim is to provide the safety feature to commercial vehicles, but even passenger vehicles are also compatible with this product, and we can install it in those kind of vehicles.
This opportunity, we got the chance to work together and work on our flaws and shortcomings. So this definitely has been a great learning experience for all of us.
Now that you have seen the power of D&T, I hope you are inspired to enroll for these sessions. Trust me, if you get involved in D&T and building things now, you will reap the rewards later. It's such an amazing field. The forms will be mailed shortly with all the details on dates and timing of the sessions. Thank you and stay safe.
We would now like to invite Chavi ma'am to propose a vote of thanks.
Namaste, parents, colleagues, and my dear students. Thank you for that very enriching assembly. You got a glimpse of some prototypes and some initiatives by your peers and your alumni. I'm sure there's a spark in each one of you, and there's an initiative each one of you can take. So please connect with your teachers, share your thoughts, share your ideas with your teachers, with your coordinators. You can write into me, you can write into Sudha ma'am, anybody, but share your thoughts and share your initiatives. The school does provide you with enough and more platforms to do that. So do not hesitate. I'd like to leave you with a thought that look around yourself. I'm sure there are problems, but instead of cribbing about them, let's find solutions to those problems. I definitely think that the solutions lie with you. And I'm very confident that you can find those solutions. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for this wonderful assembly. Namaste.